And now, time for a sports roundup. Joining us in the studio is sports reporter Steve Price, filling in for Paul Neat this week. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
So let's first talk about Korean footballers in Europe. I heard both Heung-min and Hwang Hee-chan, they got off to a good start to the new year.
That's right. Heung-min scored his first goal of 2023, and Hwang Hee-chan got his first goal of the season. Heung-min scored for Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace in the Premier League on Wednesday. Spurs won that game 4-0, and when Son scored, he celebrated by removing his mask. Son has been wearing the mask as he recovers from a fractured cheekbone. He says it's sometimes difficult to see the ball while wearing his mask, but he still feels like he has to wear it, as his friends and families are worried about if he gets injured while playing without it. Hwang Hee-chan finally scored his first goal of the season for Wolverhampton Wanderers at the weekend. He came off the bench against Liverpool in the FA Cup match on Sunday morning Korea time and scored in the 66th minute as Wolves drew the match 2-2. Hwang struggled to get much game time at the start of this season, but in the last few games, he seems to be turning his season around. Hwang could be in action again in midweek when Wolves take on Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals on Thursday morning, Korea time.
All right. Any other Korean footballers in Europe making an impact this weekend?
Well, over in Spain, Lee Gang-in, he's having a great season with Mallorca. He came off the bench at the weekend to get his fourth assist of the season in La Liga as Mallorca beat Real Valladolid 1-0. He has also scored twice this season, and he's had some of the best chance-creating stats in La Liga, as well as impressing for South Korea at the World Cup. There are plenty of rumours that he could be moving to the Premier League soon, though, with English sides Aston Villa and Newcastle United among the teams reportedly interested in signing him. So,
right, and Steve, now talk about not just Korean athletes, but Korean coaches. I heard 3 South Korean head coaches are in action this week in Southeast Asia's biggest football tournament.
Yes, every 2 years in Southeast Asia, 10 countries play each other in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Formerly known as the Suzuki Cup, it's Southeast Asia's top football tournament. There are 4 teams left in this year's competition. 3 of those have South Korean coaches. The first semi-final sees Indonesia play Vietnam. Indonesia are led by Shin Tae-yong, who managed the South Korean national team in the 2018 World Cup. Vietnam are led by Park Hang-seo, who was one of Goose Hidding's assistants for South Korea in 2002, and won a Suzuki Cup with Vietnam back in 2018. This tournament will be his final one in charge of Vietnam. The 2 sides played out the first leg of their semi-final on Friday, with that match finishing goalless. The second leg of the semi-final takes place tonight in Hanoi at 9:30 p.m. Korea time. In the other semi-final, Malaysia, led by head coach Kim Pan-gon, take a 1-0 lead to Thailand for their second leg on Tuesday.
Now let's talk about baseball. What can you tell us more about South Korea's preparations for the World Baseball Classic?
That's right. South Korea manager Lee Gang-chol returns to the country this week, today even, after spending the weekend on a scouting trip to Australia. Lee and 4 of his staff were watching some Australia Baseball League games over the weekend to gain information about Korea's opponents in their first match of the WBC. With Japan also in Pool B, the match against Australia on March 9th could be crucial for South Korea's chances of reaching the quarter-finals. Before heading down under, Lee announced his initial 30-man roster for the WBC. That roster includes Korean-American Tommy Edman, who was the 2021 National League Golden Glove winner for the St. Louis Cardinals, Major Leaguers Kim Ha-sung of the San Diego Padres and Choi Ji-man of the Pittsburgh Pirates were also called up.
All right, Steve, thanks for the wrap-up.
Thanks.